Are you guys ready for us to review our next series, Monsters at Work? Because you're about to bust a gut. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Jake's Health Reviews. But today we are not gonna be talking about High School Musical series or any Marvel shows. We're going into Pixar. Today we're gonna be reviewing Pixar's first Disney Plus show that just dropped today. First two episodes. And we will have an episode 2 review. We're doing two separate videos, so we're not gonna. This video will be just episode 1, and we will have a review for episode 2. So we're gonna be reviewing the spin-off show, the sequel, basically the sequel to Monsters Inc. because it takes place like right after Monsters Inc. Monsters at Work. Man, Monsters Inc. is 20 years old. It's 20 years old, and it's cool that we're getting a show. We're getting a show. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see these characters again. Because I grew up watching Monsters Inc. So it was fun. Yeah, and like this video if you like the background. We wanted it. We wanted to be on the laugh floor, so we're waiting right now for Mike and Sully or Mike to go in one of those rooms to make a kid laugh. So yeah. But Monsters at Work takes place the day. Well, actually, it takes place after Monsters Inc. When they shut down and when they renovated and when they changed what they're like from scaring to laughing. So first off, in the opening, we get a new character. We're not only getting Mike and Sully and some old characters from Monsters Inc. We're getting some new characters too. We got Tyler Tuskman, voiced by Ben Feldman. If you know who Ben Feldman is, he was on Superstore. He was Jonah in Superstore, and I'm sure he was in other things too. But he plays Tyler Tuskman, and he's a student at Monsters University, and he wants to be a scarer. So there's like an opening scene with him scaring a kid, and there's actually, I noticed that we get a character that was in Monsters University. Professor Knight makes a return in this episode, which I was not expecting at all, but it was great. Same voice actor too, Alfred Molina.
They were like, let's just get some extreme continuity here. We not only were we picking up from the last movie, we're also throwing in stuff from literally the prequel.
Right, literally the prequel.
The prequel. They were just like, oh, well, let's look back through our Rolodex of characters that we've introduced over the past 2 movies and let's just throw them in. And then they did. And it's like, oh, Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And he Tyler breaks Sully's scare record. How I seem like to me that seems like impossible to do because Sully.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, what? Just
Yeah.
like that? We're gonna throw all that out the window. Okay, cool.
Like
Just
really? I mean, I see a little bit of Sully, and I'm like, really? He's that good? Wow. Okay.
I get it. We're moving on. We're changing, but at the same time,
Right.
it was like, well, that was pretty instantaneous.
Yeah, yeah. Professor Knight gives him a letter, and he gets a job as a scare, um, at Monsters Inc. But so he arrives at Monsters Inc. all excited to become a scare. He's like, "Hey, I'm Tyler Tuskman. I'm here to become a scare." But what he doesn't realize is that they don't use scare power anymore. They use laugh power. And right when he starts to notice that, he's like, "What? You guys don't hire scarers anymore?" And he becomes all like
It takes them a
disappointed.
bit too. It's like
And
it takes them a bit too. They're like so subtle about it. They're like, oh, this is like a banana peel, and here's the thing, and he's like, yeah, what happened? What's going on? This is really weird. And then ultimately, finally, they're like, oh,
yeah. And
well,
and then
it's not
Miss
that
Miss
anymore.
and then Miss Flynn's it's that I was another character from Monsters Inc. The first movie. I guess she's like the scaring teacher, a scared coach, or I probably would say laugh teacher, for Monsters Inc. She reassigns
Yes.
Tyler to go to the facilities team MIFT, and MIFT MIFT literally is like a team like of these like misfits, of these like outsiders. They work in like the facility, when something like goes wrong, or something like is busted or like destroyed or not working. That's what they're for. And Tyler really isn't into it. Like at first, but he tries, is like, is this only temporary? I'm not gonna be doing this the whole time.
But one,
Yeah, and
yeah,
there's a new
he's
character.
that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. There's this new character
He's
named
that guy.
Val, who's voiced by none other than Mindy Kaling from The Office. And here's a fun fact. Kelly Marie Tran, who played Rose in Star Wars, and who played Raya in The Last Dragon, she was actually supposed to originally voice Val, but I guess she was too busy working on Raya, so I guess they replaced her with Mindy Kaling. Still, it's fine to me, but it would have been cool to hear her voice in this. But Mindy Kaling is good too. Val is like this. She's so energetic. She's like, "Oh my God, Tyler, is that you?" And Tyler's like, hi. Do I know you from somewhere?
We had one class.
They have one class.
We had one class together. We hardly talk.
Yeah. And then let's talk about the MIFT members. So we got Fritz, who's basically he's basically like the main guy in charge of MIFT, and he's voiced by Henry Winkler,
The legendary.
the
the one and only
legendary.
Winkler.
Yes. And
Hey.
and he's enthusiastic about MIFT, and he's excited about Tyler joining MIFT. And we got there's this other character named Cutter, and she you know she's she still likes her job, but she she's still like bored. She's kind of like her personality is like she's bored. It's like, I don't like doing this, but hey, it's whatever,
Well, every Teen Titans needs a Raven, so there you go.
I think she is the Raven of the group. And we also got Duncan, and he's he calls himself like the deputy, like he's basically like the secretary, like inspector. And he's voiced by my cousin Lucas Neff, who you might recognize him from Raising Hope. He's voiced by my cousin, which is awesome that I get to be related to that character. Well, no, I'm not. But
I mean, I gotta give him props. He actually is pretty funny.
He is
like,
funny.
He actually is pretty funny on the show. Like, there's some moments where I was like, "Wow, this is funny."
Yeah, but Duncan is like, so. At first, a lot of my friends thought that Duncan was going to be the villain. I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't think he is. I mean, he looks like it, but yeah, really in the show, he just likes to take on any challenge like he seeks. Like he wants to be in charge, like a MIFT. So he's competitive. He's not a villain. He's just very competitive. That's what I would say. But we don't know that because this is just the first episode. But I think he'll be just be competitive, and he's just he gives Tyler like a hard time. He's like, hey, I get you don't want to beat her, and that's great because I get the top spot. I want the top spot on MIFT. I want you gone. And yeah. And of course, can't forget about the classic Monsters Inc. characters. We wouldn't have Monsters Inc. without these characters. Mike and Sully, voiced by the legends who came back to the series. Thank God. Billy Crystal and John Goodman. Hey. Yeah. And they're basically they're in charge. They're in charge of Monsters Inc. now. So basically Sully is the CEO, and like Mike is like the co-CEO, and he's also like he's a joker. He actually becomes a jokester on the laugh floor. And he also teaches comedy classes, and I see, I'm impressed with Mike, but that's a lot to do. You own the company, you're a jokester, and you're giving laugh classes. Wow. That's like a handful of things you got to do now. Throughout this whole first episode, Mike and Sully are trying to, reinvent Monsters Inc. They're trying to find like a new slogan throughout this whole episode, basically.
As of cutting back and forth between them and the other characters, it's like they're the ones who are just kind of walking around being like, hey, it's surprising to see them kind of in this role of like, oh, now they're the mentors, when really like in terms of the timeline, it's just like right after the first, like kind of sort of the end of the first movie going into what comes after that.
Yeah, kind
of really like weird to see them take on this movie.
I would say like it takes place like like one day after, or like one day after they shut down.
I mean, like in their world, they just got out of a big, thing going into the Arctic and meeting the John Ratzenberger, Abominable
Snowman.
And fighting Randall. Like they just had a whole thing going on.
Yeah, Abominable Snowman. He's in this show too, but we'll see him later in this series. We'll see him later. He's in this series. So it takes place. It's weird to think that it takes place like after like Monsters Inc. when they switched to laugh power, and the animation still looks good, looks beautiful, very beautiful. You know, it's the same style animation they used for the first movie that they released in 2001, but you know, it's a little bit updated, but you know, just a rendering, kind of the same thing. You can kind of see it a little bit, you know, a little bit. And I want to talk about old characters from Monsters Inc. that we get in this series too. So Roz shows up again in this episode, and she's basically telling Mike and Sully, "You boys are in charge now." Yeah.
Always good to see her. Most
Boy,
imitatable character in the entire franchise.
Yeah. Still voiced by Bob Peterson. Thank you for still having the same voice actor for Roz. And we also get, so Roz has a twin sister named Rose. So she's like, my twin sister will be taking over my job, since she works with the child, with the CID, whatever that stands for, just like child indications detection. I think that's what it stands for.
Something like that.
Or Child Detection Agency, CDA. I think it was CDA. I don't know. I think it's CDA, but I can go back and look later. But I think it's CDA. And Needleman and Smitty also makes their return. Like, go get him, Mr. Sullivan. You're the greatest intelligence.
Sorry, shut up.
Yeah.
Depressed.
Unfortunately, so they're both voiced by Steven Stanton, but the original voice actor Daniel Gerson unfortunately couldn't return to this series to voice him, because a while back, Daniel Gerson passed away from brain cancer. So we still get these characters, even though they're by a different guy. We still get these characters. They're not trashed. They're not getting rid of those characters. And we get this character name. It's a background character, but Banana Bread. But I was looking up like who else was in the cast on IMDb before we did this review. But Banana Bread was voiced by none other than D. Bradley Baker. I did not know that. That's so cool. D. Bradley Baker. One of the new Mel Blancs of today. D. Bradley Baker. Basically, D. Bradley Baker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see Squilliam on the show. Squilliam and Captain Rex.
Perch Perkins, Perry the Platypus. He plays a lot of roles on other like animated shows and things. Yeah. But the beginning of this episode, it's Tyler Tussman's first day. He doesn't like it, but he's like, you know what? Maybe I just have to get used to it, because things are different now. Not the way I thought they were gonna be, but I'll just go with it.
Right. It's not like I just got a degree in something that just got thrown down the gutter. Like, dude literally worked up through the went to school and went to college for scaring. All of a sudden it just gets thrown down the gutter, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
My entire life's work gone.
Yeah. So also before we end the episode, I just wanted to I found an Easter egg in the first episode. So like one of the kids in this episode has like a Winnie the Pooh like plush stuffed animal, which I thought was a cool.
I was like, is that Winnie the Pooh?
Like, of course that's Of course, that's Winnie the Pooh. Who else would it
Of
be?
course,
Like
it's
a
Winnie
ram?
the Pooh. Why would it not be Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
It's
If you see like a yellow bear like wearing a red shirt, you would know it's
yellow and
Winnie the
red,
Pooh. Yeah.
yellow and red.
Still
Yep,
red. Still rocking that red.
yellow and red.
Yeah. Animation was good. Writing was good, and y-
Dialogue is
no,
still pretty much the same. Like
acting
Mike,
acting is still good. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Jennifer Tilly makes a return as Celia, Mike's girlfriend. They're
mm,
not. Yeah, they get back. They're still together. They're not broke. They're not broken up.
yeah.
Thankfully, even though
And
they
their
have.
dialogue is the dialogue between all three of them is still like, how do you put it? It still feels like the first movie, just or yeah, still feels like the first movie just through their dialogue alone. The way that they communicate with each other and the way they bounce off of one another is like still feels like the first movie.
Still feels like the first movie, but it's updated now because we got new characters. It's a plots plots updated too. You know. Um. Anyway, that is our review for the first episode. Stay tuned for our review for episode 2. So this review will actually be coming out the when the show's already out, so it's still Wednesday. I pre-edited my episode 1 reviews, so I'm like, you know what, I'm putting episode 1, this comes out today, then you'll get episode 2 tomorrow, because just want to do one video today, not put like too much pressure on me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching again, and hit subscribe if you are new here. Please hit subscribe, uh like, favorite this video, and share it. I got Black Widow review. Josh and I are gonna do a review for Black Widow, which we're we're gonna film on Friday, and that will be out for you guys on Saturday, the same day as we are going to be doing episode 9 of High School Musical, the musical series season 2. And we still got to do Loki season 5 and our breakdown theories. We'll get that done tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll get that done. And I realized I still have these movie reviews that I said I was gonna do. I was gonna do Raya and the Last Dragon and Wish Dragon and Mitchell's vs. the Machines, and we still have to do Sponge on the Run. You still got to watch Sponge on the Run so we can review that. Yeah. Yes, a lot of stuff, and we are also having 2 Jake and Josh reacts this week, because we got like 2 trailers for movies coming out this week. Anyway, and don't forget to subscribe to Josh, my brother Josh. He's got recent videos he has up are Shang-Chi and Venom, Let There Be Carnage, but I know he's working on Army of the Dead review. Did you watch Army of the Dead yet, Josh? Or
Yeah, I actually did.
he did?
And in short, I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But like that's in short. When I get the script done and the editing and filming done, you'll get a more, not thorough, but you'll get a better idea.
Yeah. And oh gee. We're gonna do anything after that? I don't remember.
Almost done editing the Shang-Chi trailer 2 reaction.
Oh.
The Jurassic World Dominion thing is short, so that should be edited fairly quickly. And then Halloween Kills reaction.
You want me to do something for your? Do you want me to do something for your channel? We might have to talk off camera. Maybe I should do because Josh has been on my channel a lot, so I should definitely do something with Josh on his channel and not just have him.
I got a lot. I mean, I got a lot of ideas and stuff that I got with a lot of people. So I mean, you might as well. I mean,
Yeah, I might.
something.
Got collab power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next review and next time and in the future. Peace. And don't forget to rock on. Rock on. All right. Bye.